So example 3 says to verify this identity. So question is, do we work the left or the right?
Right.
Well, it's kind of questionable on this one because how are we going to make a sine of x or a sine squared of x go to a sine of 3x, right? So we might want to actually work the left side instead, because what do we know? How can we get a 3x? What are different ways we can make a 3x? 3 times x, right? What's another way we can make 3x instead of multiplying? Add. What could we add? Oh, so you're saying the sine of 3x is the same as sine of 2x plus x?
Yes.
It is another formula, but it's a formula we did the other day. Sine of u plus v, remember that? Yeah. So this is that u and v. So let's go back to that formula. It was the sum, it's one of the sum formulas on your sheet. And it tells us that sine of u plus v is equal to sine of u, which in this case is going to be 2x, cosine of v, which is x, plus cosine of u, which is 2x, sine of v, which is just our x. Well, what would we do now? What's that? That's a double angle formula, isn't it? So what is sine of 2x equal to? 2 sine of x cosine of x?
Yeah.
All right, and this is times that cosine of x there, plus, ooh, looky there. Now, which of those three, because that's the one that had 3 options, which of those 3 are we going to use?
One with sign. Minus sign.
The one with the sign, because look at what we're after. Do we need cosine on the other side? No. So we already know we have a cosine here we're going to have to deal with in the other piece of this. But let's use the other one. So what is cosine of 2x equal to that doesn't have a cosine in it?
1 minus 2 sine squared x.
So 1 minus 2 sine squared of x. And then we still have our times sine of x. What's happening between all of these terms right here? They're just multiplication, aren't they? So we can go ahead and multiply those 2 cosines together, can't we? So we have 2 sine of x cosine squared of x. Plus, what's happening on this other side?
Did we finish 2.8 today?
All right, so what are we going to do on this other side now?
You're going to multiply distribute.
Yeah, we're going to take this sine of x and we're going to distribute. And we said we're going to do that because we have a minus sign here. We didn't do it on the other side because they were all being multiplied. So that gives me what?
Sine of x minus 2 sine cubed of x.
Well, yay, that's looking good because now we've got a cube in there, which we needed, right?
We did?
Yeah, look at the other side over there. We need 4 sine cubed of x. We've got 2 of them so far. All right, so I can't add, but yeah, do I need that cosine squared?
Nope.
So what am I going to do with it?
Keep the odd number.
What do we know about cosine squared that could take it to a sine?
It is.
Wait. Give us a second. Oh, because. Well, that isn't.
Oh, the sine 2x.
No.
Cosine squared equals half.
Then it
1.
equals 1 minus sine.
Cosine squared of x?
Would you use the
We
Pythagorean
hope.
theorem?
Yeah, you're going to use that Pythagorean identity.
Okay. Oh,
Remember, we know that sine squared
1 minus sine
plus cosine squared equals 1. So I need to get cosine squared by itself, so subtract the sine squared. And so we know that cosine squared is equal to 1 minus sine squared. And so we can replace cosine squared of x with what?
the 1 minus sine.
1 minus sine squared of x. See, and I can't do anything else to this other part, so I'm just going to bring it down.
W.
Yeah, so now this is being multiplied times a parenthesis. Parenthesis has a minus sign in it, so we can distribute. So 2 sine of x minus, what's that going to give me?
Sine squared of x.
Sine what? Cubed of x. And bring down the rest.
wait. Oh, I didn't put this squared. And smush them all together.
Yeah, combine your like terms. So we got 2 sine of x plus sine of x. What is that? And we got negative 2 sine cubed minus 2 sine cubed, which is minus 4 sine cubed. And that's what we were after, isn't it?